Founded in 2003, Tesla Motors has been at the forefront of manufacturing electric passenger vehicles towards their vision of moving to sustainable transportation and energy by making electric vehicles and solar power mainstream. In 2020, China accounted for 20% of its vehicle sales, which makes them the second largest market for Tesla after the US. Tesla had arguably pioneered and revolutionized the electric vehicle industry. Elon Musk, the CEO and the company's face, has been leading the company towards its vision of manufacturing affordable, mass-market electric vehicles, from their first ever release of the Roadster to their subsequent successful releases of the Model X, Model S, Model Y, and Model 3. Tesla has defined and become the leader of the electric vehicle industry. Tesla Motors has also expanded its quest in creating sustainable products by acquiring SolarCity as their subsidiary to enter into the solar photovoltaic market. One of Tesla's formulas for being so ahead is having most, if not all, of their products developed and manufactured in-house, from vehicle batteries to parts and the software that runs their AI systems, all created by Tesla. Tesla has invested largely into creating facilities and factories for their manufacturing processes. They call them gigafactories. Tesla operates factories in California, Tilburg in the Netherlands, Nevada, New York, Texas, Berlin, Germany, and Shanghai. The Giga Shanghai is the first gigafactory outside the US and the first in China, and by extension, Asia. This establishment was a landmark move for Tesla to break into the Asian market through China, as this means Tesla products are being produced closer to home. But as Tesla moves aggressively to the east, the trade relations between China and the US also tenses up. To understand the recent move by China to restrict Tesla products in their country, we must first get a glimpse of the colorful history between China and the United States. The two countries have always had a rather complicated history. From 1949, when the People's Republic of China was established, when the US backed the nationalists against invading Japanese forces during World War II, to the US involvement in the Korean War in the 1950s, the US freezing relations in 1989 amidst the Tiananmen Square massacre, and other subsequent events through the decades, the two countries have been at odds that further strained their trade relations. Let's take a look back at the more recent timeline of events that led to the Tesla restrictions. In 2015, the United States warned China from further militarization over disputes on the maritime territory of the East and South China Seas.
We also oppose any further militarization of disputed features.
The area sees over the trillions worth of global trade flow and is very rich in natural gas and hydrocarbons, which is why China has also loomed over and marked the area. 2017 saw former US President Trump honoring the One China policy with President Xi Jinping. The One China policy is important for China-US relations, as this lays the foundation for Chinese policymaking and diplomacy. The policy is a diplomatic acknowledgement that there is only one unified Chinese government, instead of two states of the People's Republic of China, PRC, and the Republic of China, which is the official name of Taiwan. Any country that wants to create a diplomatic relationship with China must sever independent ties with Taiwan. The warm relations did not last long, though. In a bold attempt to push this America First agenda in 2018,
as President of the United States, I will always put America first.
The Trump administration laid off tariffs on goods like clothing, shoes, and electronics that amounted to as much as $60 billion in Chinese imported products to the US. He also accused China of high-tech thievery.
Because we can't continue to allow China
to rape our country, and that's what they're doing.
Later that year, Chinese products from the industrial and transportation sectors, as well as consumer electronics and medical devices, were faced with a whopping 25% import tax. China retaliates by laying tariffs on food products like beef, soybeans, seafood, and dairy, amounting to about $34 billion. Trump's administration believes China is ripping off the United States, while Beijing criticizes the US for trade bullying. 2018 was also the year when telecommunications giant Huawei was put in the international spotlight. On December 1st of that year, the chief financial officer of the tech company, Meng Wanzhou, was arrested in Canada at the request of the US government, citing violations of trade sanctions against Iran and commitment of fraud. By 2019, the US banned Huawei altogether, restricting American federal agencies from using equipment from the tech company, citing threats to national security.
And I did this myself for the most part, not to use Huawei. It's a big security risk.
Huawei counters with a lawsuit against Trump and the United States, saying they were not afforded due process. The battle gets aggressive as the US government released the Entity List, a trade blacklist consisting of certain foreign persons, entities, or governments that are restricted and banned to do business with any organization that operates in the United States. The Huawei ban sanctions Huawei to be unable to work with companies like Google, Intel, Qualcomm, and the like. This back-and-forth trade bickering forced the Chinese central banks to weaken the Chinese currency yuan, thus prompting the US to designate China as a currency manipulator. Beijing warns that the designation will trigger financial market turmoil. 2020 was welcomed with the two countries relaxing their trade war. The US dropped the currency manipulator designation, and the leaders of both countries signed a deal to ease up on some of the tariffs imposed on various imported products. The chummy relationship did not last long. Apprehensions once again soared as the world got hit with a COVID-19 pandemic. Trump closes the border for all non-US citizens, especially those who have visited mainland China. In the final months of his administration, Trump ramped up Chinese sanctions by adding dozens of Chinese companies to the Entity List and tightening visa rules on about 90 million members of the Chinese Communist Party. Flash forward to 2021. This time, it's Teslas that caught in on the crossfire. The Chinese government made a move to restrict government, military personnel, and employees of key state-owned companies from driving Tesla vehicles. Tesla electric vehicles are now banned from entering or coming into proximity of government, military, and state-owned company compounds. China cites that the sophisticated omnidirectional cameras, sensors, GPS, and location tracking mechanism that aid Tesla's AI systems can be used for espionage and leaking sensitive information. Fears also arise that the location tracking systems can give away areas and bases that the Chinese state would rather keep confidential. Elon Musk denies the allegations, stating, "There's a very strong incentive for us to be very confidential with any information." He also reassures investors and stakeholders by further saying, if Tesla used cars to spy in China or anywhere, we will get shut down. Additionally, Chinese policy mandates electric and plug-in hybrid vehicles to offer real-time driving data, such as battery usage, mileage, and vehicle location. Chinese authorities raised further suspicions that Tesla is not complying with these requirements. With this, Chinese local government officials have said if Tesla is not following Chinese rules and regulations, the restriction is appropriate. This move comes at a very interesting time when Chinese-owned electric vehicle developer NIO is poised to rival Tesla in China. NIO, founded in 2014 by William Li, has been giving Tesla some serious competition in the Chinese EV market, as they also have been aggressively releasing their line of electric cars. NIO has sold over 50,000 and has released 5 models since 2014. Tesla sold over 145,000 cars in China in 2020, which is 30% of their global sales. As the world's largest automobile market, the Chinese market might be difficult to capture, with Tesla having some serious competition with NIO, and with the move of Tesla being restricted in China. This might bid sorely for them. It's not an unprecedented move by China if they do want to keep things homegrown. However, looking back at China and the US's complicated trade history, the Tesla restrictions are not looking good for NIO as well if they want to enter the American and Western market. As both countries continue to take jabs at each other, it will come as no surprise if the use of NIO in American roads will also be restricted, if not banned. What do you think? Will America also retaliate against the Tesla restrictions and ban NIO? Let us know in the comment section below. We hope you enjoyed and learned something from this video. If you did, make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel for more substantial and awesome videos like this one. Thanks for watching.